Okay, and welcome back to the live stream of Medieval Engineers. I am merely doing a quick live stream because I wanted to give you an update on my area without, I don't have a lot of time, so I figured I'd do this now in the hopes that we would be able to kind of get an update so you don't miss out on too much of the process of this build. So hopefully this loads in just a second. I don't know why the music's not going there. There we go. So I'll probably be on for about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. Let me just kind of take a step back and show you what I've been doing. I did put this trader in. She is down by the road, and this is going to come down and connect to the road, but I imagine I'll have a tiny little village along here somewhere. So this was kind of a good place to put her for now. I do need the trader anyway, so this is just for alignment purposes. As you can see, I've started a number of towers along my wall. I've also built up the size of the wall quite a bit. I'll show you how the wall is coming along. I will be putting a tower on this side, probably right here, but this is where it's going to connect to the mountain. Little issue with this, the border of my property is there, so it is getting a little close for comfort. Somebody could maybe build something if they're creative and figure out a way to get in, but I think I'll be okay for the most part. Constantly picking up these large sandstones that develop. Oh good, my apple tree looks to be ready. I was wondering when that was going to be ready. Like, it takes like a whole day. It's crazy. Like, whole real world day. Because I was waiting and waiting. I thought maybe I'll have to harvest that by chopping it down or something. I guess the good news is it's a one-click harvest deal, so I'm just grabbing these random plants and stuff around here. Now, here, let me continue where I left off with the walls, though, because I get distracted. So obviously, that side is self-explanatory. I started building this tower. This is basically right next to the gatehouse. This is the barbican, if you will. We do have this little area for guards to attack out of, with the shuttered window there. You know, it's, and it connects right into this tower. I figured this might be a little storage room. Probably put some pillars in the middle for structural integrity. I imagine this will go up about 5 more blocks, maybe 4 more blocks. We'll have to see. I don't know if this was complete last time, but I've been working on this ramp a little bit. Needs a lot of work. It needs to be smoothed out. But I'll have to get some stakes and ropes and things. Here's the how the door works. I could raise that drawbridge as well, but then we have a pretty secure door there as well. Okay, so and the drawbridge, I guess I can close it from up here. That's cool. And then I'll put some flooring and make this part of. I'll integrate this as like a room next to the tower or whatever. I'll make it all fancy. Oh jeez, I'm getting like 8 million text messages. 1 second. Okay. So, back to where I was saying. This is the other sort of gatehouse tower. Obviously, if people were attacking the drawbridge, people would fire from here. I might do a similar design with the storage in the bottom there, but I haven't decided. I do have this issue here. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this. Typically the tower would attach here. I might move this whole thing over so there's a little gap. Not sure yet, but anyway, that's the beginning of the tower there. Then I also finished out this wall over here. I'll get those berries in a second. So this is where it is going to end. I might put some sort of small tower there, but I really made room for a small, well, a tall, skinny tower here. This could be a watchtower. I might put another tower in the middle here somewhere. But this might be the lookout tower. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I guess it makes sense because it has a pretty good angle there. Obviously, as good of an angle here as you can get. Hopefully I can rise above this little thing so I can see back behind there. But and I started digging this mountain up a little bit because that's a good source of sandstone. Plus, I want it to be kind of jagged terrain here because I don't want attackers to be able to use that peninsula as a base for their siege artillery. Just gonna grab a few more of these. I do have this crazy idea about installing some sort of aqueduct from here over to there. I'm not sure if that's gonna pan out. It's not 100% realistic, really, but it'd be kind of neat, and I do own that land up to a certain point, so game doesn't want to let me jump up here. That's fine. So what it would, let me just show you where we see the green border there that goes along right through this mountain. I own that chunk of mountain there, so I could put the aqueduct right over to there or something. I'm not sure. I think it would look interesting, but I also think that it would be a ton of work, and it's not realistic. It would expose the castle to vulnerability. Oh, I'm losing energy. Okay, so I'm gonna pick these berries. And I'll briefly explain my concept while I pick the berries. The basic concept that I'm going for here is sort of like a Crusader castle, obviously with the sandstone. That makes sense. Mostly round towers, maybe one or two squarish towers that serve some function other than being a attack tower. But basically round towers, machicolations along the walls for pretty fancy stuff. I want this to be a late period castle that is fully defensible, very hard to penetrate. I want to develop the interior to have a full castle town, but I also want to have a little village outside the walls, which is completely realistic as well. In the village outside the walls, I think I want to have a blacksmith, well, I'm not sure about blacksmith, but I want to have an inn for sure. I want to have probably some sort of grocer or trader or both. I do have the trader already, but I might kind of work on that to make it more into a shop rather than just an outside stall. Well, I might put a second one in, who knows. But yeah, I think maybe 6 or 7 or 8 houses, maybe a baker, maybe a mill out there, I don't know. I definitely will have a mill inside the castle as well as a blacksmith, and a stable, even though they don't have horses. And I want to do something with those apples. Like, this berry patch is super productive, but I really want to have an orchard, and this might be where it ends up being, or it might not. It's 50 clay per tree there, so it's, I probably don't want to build any more trees until I'm sure, but and I went and found like 100, or I'm sorry, about 1,000 clay. Oh, cool. Okay, I just go like this. I spam F. Alright. Well, that's pretty good, productive, you know, local harvest, if you will. So with that, I think I'm going to... Ooh, there's some more up there. Oh, that's pumpkins. Oh, and I've done some more digging in the tunnels. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that worried about the tunnels. They're not... I don't know what they're going to turn into. If they're just sort of a secret passage, maybe I'll put a bookshelf or something in front of them, but... I just don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I will tell you that I think the keep is going to kind of jet out from here like that and be built into the mountain somewhat. I do want to build a tunnel up to the top of that to have a lookout post up there as well. But I think that's where the keep's going to go, and that way there can be like a courtyard off over where I'm standing now. And I definitely want to connect it up to the walls. And then this might be an orchard, there might be buildings and stuff along here with a road. Maybe the drawbridge or the gates to the keep will be about here. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I haven't firmly decided that yet. I do like this little upper peninsula with grass though, it's nice. I'll just show you real quick the tunnels. Obviously we have that main one, and then it goes to this giant room, and then I have that one that goes up to the second area. Started building this one, which also goes in that same general direction. It might, who knows where it'll go, I have no idea. Then I started building this one, thinking that eventually I'd hit the outside, but I never did. So it just goes straight back. So yeah, those are the tunnels. See, like, I assume that other one might be like, I don't know, down here somewhere. It might even be underneath this. I don't know. Because I feel like I was digging for a long time. I mean, maybe it, maybe I should have it come out down below and just put, I don't know, put something in front of it to disguise it, I guess. Although, if I'm going to do that, I'd rather have it come out, like, over here. So maybe I should just start thinking about that, but... Obviously, I'm going to build these walls up quite a bit higher. Apparently, I can't jump today. And then, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be building matriculations. And maybe a couple more towers and stuff. I wonder if I can sell these. Can I sell those? No, it'd be too convenient. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some money for these berries. These are the apples. I'm gonna save those for sure. Go ahead and eat the rest of those berries. Okay, and then I'll put, oops. Let's trade these up. Let's see here. So this is the slow and arduous process of getting money in this game. As you can see though, I have 19 gold. Prior to the server wipe I had like 300 something. So this is a huge setback, but I will slowly rebuild what I once had. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode by going in here and putting away all my stuff, which is super exciting, I know. I'm really pleased that I have apples now. I think that with these 2 trees alone, I should be able to get enough apples to experiment with the different food recipes. And then eventually make an orchard for mostly aesthetic reasons. Is that a full 105? Oh yeah, okay. So I have 2.5 things full of sandstone. I don't even know where to put the apples. I guess I'll put them in here. Yes, put some of the let's put some of them in here. Interesting. I don't know, I guess they go rotten. making good progress, on our food stocks. As you can see, we have 3 things of berries, quite a bit of wheat and flax and stuff. I might want to do another plant of wheat at some point here. I think I might just do it now. So, you know, the thing to do is to go ahead and craft your wheat. So I got 8 of those. So that will be more than enough to fill. I can see that this has been plowed and this is not, so I'm plowing the area that's not plowed. Hopefully I'll be able to get most of this in. Eventually I'm going to create a farm that's a lot more user-friendly, because it'll have a harvester and a planter and stuff. I could create a little tractor to do that and just kind of wheel it around manually, but I think the better option might be to go ahead and get a manual or a automatic one that swivels or something. Sometimes the planting can be a little temperamental. Because you get this, these little areas that look like they've been plowed, but they haven't. And so the game doesn't let you put plants there. Should be good now. I like growing wheat because it's just easy. You can easily make bread out of it. You can use it. You need it for some builds, like certain stockpiles, and I think the trader you need like 10 wheat because it's like the straw, the thatch. You also need it for, obviously, for thatch if you build a thatched roof, which look beautiful in this game. I wonder if I do need to go ahead and plow this new area. Like, I wonder if there's a mechanic that if you plowed it too long ago, it doesn't stay plowed anymore. This farm is a mess. I just need to clean it up and make my own. Get a nice flat area. Make a tractor, or make a swivel. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. Alright. Anyway, to finish off my discussion, I think my castle is going to have basically a keep area that's pretty enclosed. It's going to be a squarish keep, and then there's going to be just that main outer curtain layer of walls. I don't think I'm going to have 2 layers of walls or anything crazy like that, unless I want to build walls around the city for some reason, which if I get that far, I'll have to make that decision, I guess, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. That's going to be hours and hours of work, so we'll see if we make it that far. I'm also a little bit concerned because there was discussion on the old server about building on the roads because it has the possibility of affecting fast travel. but I looked thoroughly through the rules and there was no mention of that restriction. So I went ahead and grabbed a piece of land that had access to a road, as I think is what you should do. I mean, I can kind of see it from both sides, because I guess the idea is that if you're not allied to somebody and they own property that's on a road, you can't necessarily fast travel through that particular road. Now, there's a lot of roads in this game, so that really is a pretty limited area of effect. I'll show you. So here, let's say somebody was trying to they were standing here and they wanted to fast travel to here. If they're not allied with me, I guess in theory that might block it. I don't know, but that's what I've been told. But what the game will do then is it'll reroute them. It'll say, ooh, it'll go over here to where they need to go. Now the issue would be if I owned this property and this guy like owned this road, and somebody were standing right in between, and they weren't allied with either of us, and they wanted to fast travel to here, then they'd be blocked. If I'm understanding the mechanic correctly. But that seems like such a rare occurrence, and I think there are different levels of diplomacy that do allow just fast traveling, so I think you could diplomatically work that out. But I'm just kind of looking at the different areas. I haven't seen all these, and with the fast travel limited now, it's hard to go around looking at places. I will say that I seem to be one of the few people that's built directly onto the road. But again, it's not in the rules. This guy did. Yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't affect anything in terms of fast travel because there's an alternate route. But if everybody did that, then, you know, I could see it being an issue. So, I don't know. When I chose this location, I chose it because I like the location. I didn't choose it per se because there's a road here. In fact, I wouldn't mind if the road went along that outside of my territory. But unfortunately, it doesn't. So hopefully that doesn't get me into trouble. There's absolutely no way I could move at this point. It's just there's too much done, and you know what, it wouldn't make any sense. I'd have to move all the way right up to about a line that's right here. Where is it? Well, you can't see it, but my land claims will show it. There would be a line going right through these 4 land claims that would so all the outer walls would have to go, that building would have to go, everything up to about here would have to go, and then I had to, I don't know, build walls along here, I guess. And then, I mean, is it possible? Yeah, it would take a week of work without a lot of breaks, you know. It would take a lot of work. So anyway, that's my episode for today. I gotta get going, but thanks for watching. We'll do another stream sometime soon when we actually build. So this is just a little update on how we're doing, and we are doing very well. Thanks for watching. See you later.